This episode of the Wayang Crew Podcast is brought to you by Times Cineplex. Hey guys, it's Kev.
Yo, this is Del.
What's up? This is Naz.
And we are
The Wayang Crew. Oh yeah.
Hey, welcome back everyone to yet another episode of the Wayang Crew Podcast. This is a special one because it's episode number 50. And it's so special that none of us are here.
Except for Naz.
That's right, we're still...
Future.
Yeah, we're still not here.
I'll be in Japan, maybe.
Wow!
No, you won't.
It's
Would you?
official.
Oh, yeah, you would. Okay.
It's official. Everyone who you're hearing on this podcast right now, through the magic of recording and podcasting and, scheduled releasing, we're not here. So, deal with it. Yeah. We're gonna go do things a little bit different today. I'm gonna introduce my first co-host. It's Kai.
Sup, guys? Y'all know who this is?
No, I don't.
I'm doing... It's my thing now.
All right. Okay.
Like, when I walk into a party, who are you again? You know who I am.
What?
I don't know, man. It's something I'm trying.
Is this like a whole reverse Jedi mind trick kind of
Yeah,
thing?
pretty much, yeah. I was doing it on the radio the other day. It's like, you went Bill, Naz, Del, and now it's like, y'all know who this is.
There was crickets.
You do know that there are people who genuinely do not know who you
Who you
are.
are.
They all know who this is.
Now they do.
Oh no. Okay, up next, it's Nikki.
Hello.
You're on this episode again?
Yeah.
Wow. This is like the longest streak for you, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Where are you again?
The journey to Infinity War still.
Yes, you're still there.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Yeah, we're all going to be on our own journeys to Infinity War. Kai especially, he will be the one closest to the epicenter of this thing as it goes out. We're all so jealous. We're all looking at him sort of sniding and...
They all know who this is.
Up next, she was on the last episode of the podcast, and yeah, she's a friend of the show and a new addition to Brouhaha Comedy. Let's welcome back Naz.
Hi.
Hello.
What's up?
All right.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
All right. You are probably not here as in
Yeah,
Brunei
I'll be
as
in
well.
Japan.
Yeah, but yet we do have miraculously we have an episode. Yeah.
Amazing.
Last but not least, it's the other co-host. Well, the one that always butts head with the first co-host I introduced to. It's Del.
I'm also very excited to be here.
Okay. You are.
Yes.
And where's your line to counter Kai's line of you know who this is?
I know who I am.
Cue like a piano theme in the back.
Oh. All right, on this episode, we are not going to be having news or a review of a movie this week because, quite frankly, we're not here. But this week, we thought we'd release an episode where we talk about Thor Ragnarok and Black Panther on our ongoing series. This will be episode 9, the final episode before Avengers Infinity War comes out next week. And we will have a review for you when that comes out. But this week, let's deal with this. Let's do a recap of Thor Ragnarok.
Woohoo.
Yeah, this came out towards the end of 2017.
November 2017.
Yeah.
2017.
Just before Justice League.
Just before Justice League. Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Suddenly it went cloudy.
Yeah, the air just got sucked out of this room.
No, that's because Stephen Wolf was looking for the box in there. Mother.
Okay. Thor Ragnarok is the third Thor movie in the franchise. It's the third outing for Chris Hemsworth as the God of Thunder.
Third solo outing, yes.
Third solo outing in his own solo movie playing Thor. This is like the first radical change for the character.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because in all the promotional posters and the trailers, we see him in short hair.
Yeah.
And the story behind this movie is
He got a
that...
haircut.
Yes, that is the whole movie.
I feel like that describes it best.
We see Thor and he fights off this
Surtur.
Yeah, he fights
At
off Surtur.
Niflheim, I think.
And let's have Del give us a summary. Like,
So he fights off Surtur, and then I'm so not ready for this. So he went to... So he had a confrontation with Loki.
back on Asgard.
Yes.
Yeah,
He
Loki-
found out that
yeah.
Loki was still alive
Yep.
and impersonating
Odin.
And so they went on a trip to
Earth, Midgard.
Midgard to locate Odin.
Yeah, and when
with
they
the
do...
aid of Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
Huh?
Yeah.
We have
Wait, Doctor Strange got her.
We have a Cumberbatch
Yay.
fan in the house.
And then they met Hela.
Yeah.
Who-
Hela comes back just as Odin sort of passes on.
Yeah, because his power somehow is stopping Hela from coming back.
Okay, so she's back, and we find out that Hela was the first child of Odin.
Yeah, not Thor. It's
The firstborn.
Yeah, the firstborn.
And she was part of the clan known as Hela. Hey. I'm sorry, I just have to do that. So this was a radical change from the comic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because in the comic book, she is just independently the goddess of death.
Yes.
And it has nothing to do with Odin, has nothing to do with Asgard. She is just... So basically, I could be wrong, but Naz would probably verify this. Loki and Hela got together in the comics, right?
Yeah.
The goddess of death and the god of mischief got together and attacked Asgard.
So their child is a mischievous death.
I don't know, but they say the boy was born in hell.
Wow. Okay.
I feel like they combined
Yeah.
Hela, the goddess of death and death to make Hela.
Yeah, something.
yeah.
Like I remember watching this movie and thinking, no, she is not the sister.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, Kate Blanchett did a great job.
Yeah.
She was amazing though.
She was. But I think the movie's strongest suit is Korg.
Korg.
Yeah.
Korg, of course, if you don't know, is a rock man monster voiced by the director of Thor Ragnarok, Taika Waititi, who's a Kiwi. He's from New Zealand. He's got a huge body of very dark comedy work.
Yeah.
What We Do in the Shadows, The Hunt for the Wilder People. If you haven't, you should check them out.
Yeah.
But it's very apparent that what he has been doing for at least the last 10 years really shows in Thor Ragnarok. His directorial style, even some of the lines that he says in this. Yeah, so how we meet Korg is that after Odin passes, on the way back to Asgard, there is a big fight between
in the Bifrost.
In the Bifrost between Loki, Thor, and Hela. So
kicks them out of the
Bifrost. So Loki and Thor are in two different parts of the universe, I guess, or at different times at least.
No, because I think Loki landed just because he was kicked out a bit earlier.
Yeah.
He landed months ahead.
Yeah, months ahead.
And Thor landed so they all landed in the same place.
Sakaar,
which
is the rubbish trash planet, I guess.
And which is where they meet the Grandmaster played by Jeff
Goldblum.
Yeah.
And he has a fascination with the gladiator thing, so he's like always betting on fighters and people fighting.
Because that's his thing. I mean, in this movie, I'm not sure about the comic book lore, but the Grandmaster is in this movie at least. You know, he's a fixer. He's like the Rodney King of that world, and he sets up gladiator fights. He has his big arena, and his prized fighter, as Thor arrives over the last couple of months, or maybe the last 2 years, is
the Hulk.
All right, and in this movie, Bruce Banner has not changed back
since Age of
from
Ultron.
the Hulk since we last saw him in Age of Ultron as he was living in that Quinjet, and he has a real fear in this movie that after changing back into Bruce Banner, he has a real fear that he may never come back again if he becomes the Hulk again. I don't know. What did you guys think of that sort of twist? And does this spell something for the MCU in Infinity War?
So I think this was the only way to do Planet Hulk, Gladiator Hulk. I mean, going this route because I think there's obviously licensing and rights issues with Universal.
Yep.
I've never been a fan of
Hulk.
I mean, I like the Hulk on concept. I've never been a fan of him being the ultimate character to beat.
Okay.
So like when Thor came in and he was like, "Oh, this is a friend from work," I was like, you could easily, if you go by the Thor of the comic books, you could easily beat the Hulk.
Yep, that's true.
You know, but like I guess this was more about Thor discovering that his strength was not in Mjolnir.
Not in Mjolnir, yeah.
You know, that he can command lightning upon when he wants.
Yeah.
Etc. Etc. So I wasn't really a fan of the plot, but I loved when Thor saw Hulk and he quoted Black Widow in Avengers 2. The sun is the sun's coming down real low.
Sun's coming down real low, big guy.
I died. I died.
I was so shocked that not a lot of people in the cinema that I was
understood the reference.
They didn't get
They
the
didn't get
reference.
it? Oh.
I was shocked.
Okay, so they're on Sakaar and Thor is found by a scrapper played by Tessa Thompson, who is actually a Valkyrie. Okay, and she's the last surviving Valkyrie
in the last line of defense against Hela.
Back
then. Yeah.
So she's now, dealing with this whole thing. She does not want to be acknowledged as being from Asgard or a Valkyrie at all. She has become a scrapper, essentially finding new gladiators for the Grandmaster in his arena of gladiator fights. So Thor is in there. For a God of Thunder, I was a bit surprised that he was controlled by this little implant he had in his neck.
Yeah.
You know, and this little switch where he gets electrocuted.
Again, I'm not sure what happened with this film. Like, I thought the Matt Damon cameo as Loki was brilliant.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
That was amazing. I thought this could have gone differently, but I don't know what happened. But it's not among my favorites.
Not among your favorites.
Let me try and explain what happened. See, they wanted Thor 1 and 2 was a very specific Thor we had. This one they wanted to change it up, so they got Taika Waititi to come in to add more humor into the franchise.
Spice it up a little bit. Yeah.
Also, in the same vein, Thor didn't want to put on the wig anymore. He was being a diva.
Yeah, that's true.
And
the actor, you mean?
The actor, yeah.
Chris Hemsworth, one of the reasons why he got the haircut in Thor Ragnarok is because Chris Hemsworth thought it was a bit of a waste of time for him to be sitting in the makeup chair for 2 hours a day putting the wig on.
How difficult is it to put on a wig?
This is literally a first world problem.
Yeah. All right.
It's like, I'm playing this iconic Marvel character of the last 50 years, but no, I don't want the hair.
So now they've changed Thor so much that he resembled more a human than a Norse god.
That is true.
Which is my biggest problem in this movie, even though the whole thing was packaged to be a very well directed movie.
Yeah.
But it's just that we, as a fan of the comic book, has lost who Thor is.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the blonde locks. He doesn't speak like a god anymore.
No, he doesn't.
He
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah.
He talks like a bro.
Yeah.
Like that's the best description. He's a bro.
Yeah.
Right?
A dumb bro. No, he is. Oh, he's so clueless.
Yeah. I mean, it would have worked for the first Avengers film for him to be that clueless, or the first Thor film, which we've talked about. Yeah. But in this movie, he should be a bit more self-aware. I mean,
he doesn't have his wits about him.
No, he doesn't.
And I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Okay. Yeah, as you mentioned, we're introduced to Korg, who is also another. He's also another gladiator. He's part of that sect of gladiators who are more cannon fodder more than anything else. They just throw them out as like a precursor to the main event. Voiced by Taika Waititi, one of the standout characters, if not the standout character for this movie, especially that scene where Loki comes in and
Piss off, Ghost.
Piss off, Ghost. We're gonna start a revolution.
I love this guy.
I love him.
And his best friend is Meek, which is a little cockroach thing who doesn't talk.
Meek died.
Meek died.
Oh, Meek's alive. I'm just holding his head. It's still warm. Sorry.
Well done, Kev.
Yes.
Well done.
At the end of Thor Ragnarok, after they beat Hela and spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, Asgard.
I don't think we need to spoil.
Asgard is no more.
Yeah.
Because of what's his name again?
Surtur?
Yeah, Surtur fulfills the prophecy of Ragnarok, which is the destruction of Asgard.
Yep.
And Thor realizes that it is something that he cannot stop and it has to happen. So he lets it happen, and all the Asgardians are now on a ship.
All of them.
All of them, quote unquote, all.
Yeah.
Those who didn't die.
Yeah.
And the takeaway message from this movie is that Asgard is not a place; it's the people.
Yes.
All right.
It's where the heart is.
Where the heart is, which Kai is shaking his head.
I don't know. I think it was. I felt Asgard could have had a bigger significance in the MCU in the future.
Yeah.
To just kind of write it off like that, I felt, really? Because it's a realm eternal.
Or maybe come back. Maybe it's like
He'll be in Chicago next.
Doctor Strange will turn back time.
Yeah.
But no, the movie still had really good action sequences.
Yes.
The fight scenes were really
Amazing.
Very
good.
stylistic.
The only part about these sequences that I didn't like was when when Bruce Banner jumped off the plane. He didn't transform to Hulk and he landed on the bridge.
He should have died.
He died.
should have died.
He did die.
Yeah, but
No, he did die. He's dead. Like in that shot, you see his neck is twisted and his legs are all bent. So in that shot, Bruce Banner he dies, as in the man, and the Hulk brings him back.
No way.
Yes, because
Oh.
in the first Avengers film, when Black Widow finds Bruce Banner in India, he says, "I can't tell you how many times I've put a bullet in my head," and the other guy spits it back out.
Yeah, but he didn't die though.
This was actually a direct reference to the Bill Bixby movie, The Death of the Incredible Hulk from 1990, where he literally did the same thing. He jumped out of a helicopter, he thought he died, then the Hulk came.
Yeah, the Hulk came back.
What? So he can die, but Hulk will bring him, will resuscitate
It's
him
the
back to
reset
life.
button, isn't it? The
Yeah.
Hulk is the reset button.
He is the invincible Hulk.
yeah.
Yeah, but then if you kill Banner, Hulk dies.
That's never been the case.
It's never been the case.
But why?
Which is why it's hinted in that first Incredible Hulk movie when his skin got torn because of the thing and the soda got a drop of his blood.
Yeah.
He just super glued his skin. Remember? He didn't have it stitched up. He literally super glued his skin.
So he's like the Wolverine.
Wolverine in the comics has attempted to kill himself tons of times.
Well, once Wolverine dies, he dies. There's no Hulk bringing him back.
Yeah.
But I don't know about this theory though. I don't know how it works in the.
It's a gray area.
Yeah, it's a gray area.
It's a gray Hulk area.
Well, tell us what you think. Tell us what you think, and your theory.
To be
Tell us what you think, and tell us your theory of how this comes about. If you want to get in touch with us here on the show, you can do so via our Gmail account. That's thewayangcrew@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook, Instagram.
I like how 1 week later you just realized that you didn't say that.
We're also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you may be listening to us on our YouTube channel. And, we are now on iTunes Podcast. We're on Google Play Music. We are on TuneIn Radio and Spotify. So check that out. Now we're going to move on to the next movie that we will be talking about in this final episode of our MCU Recap, Road to Infinity War. It's the latest movie out of the MCU. It's Black Panther.
Is that a Jabari?
It's a Jabari.
We have been watching from the mountains.
He is epic though.
All right, so Black Panther, which is the biggest movie of 2018, he's broken various records.
Wow.
In terms of pre-sale, in terms
And it's
of...
also headed towards the biggest movie of the MCU.
I think so.
Until Infinity
War comes out.
Next week.
This is like Infinity War standing at the side of it going, I'll let you have your limelight. Just give me till...
It's like, hold my soda.
I'll give you one more week.
I think Marvel's gonna have a fantastic year this year.
Yes, they are going to have an absolutely fantastic year. We've got more movies even after Avengers Infinity War. We've got Ant-Man and the Wasp coming out later in the year, which looks really good. But first, let's talk about this movie, Black Panther, played by Chadwick Boseman as the titular character. He is now, in this movie, we see him as the king of Wakanda. And we join the story, and he's about to have this ceremony where he will be crowned permanently as the king after he takes on challenges from the other tribes, if any of them want to challenge him, which is the traditional Wakanda way. And in the first fight, we see him get depowered from the powers of the Black Panther. The Black Panther. One individual challenges him for the throne. It's M'Baku, who is the head of the tribe, which is sort of like ousted from Wakanda a little bit. They're on the fringes of it.
I don't think were they ousted?
No,
they chose
exile.
Oh yeah, they chose not to partake in
the mountain people.
Yeah, they're the mountain people as well. Also, in this movie, we finally do get to see the vast reserves of vibranium that is in Wakanda. The backstory here is that a big vibranium meteor crash landed into Wakanda and
rooted itself in
that mine or mountain or whatever it was. And since then, the people of Wakanda have benefited from it, both financially and technologically, I guess. So
not just technologically, because the country is not exactly rich. They're just rich in natural resources.
Okay.
So, because they don't trade with outside.
Yeah.
But when you say they're not rich, right?
But they're secure, they're safe.
Yeah.
But they have technology and they have the infrastructure.
Yeah.
Which makes them
Rich.
kind of
Maybe not commercially rich.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, resource.
Maybe not commercially rich, but they have the resources and it's something that they only benefit
How
from.
do they get all these other materials to build their high rises?
Maybe it's all vibranium.
They must have done some trading, like
on the black market.
No, on the black market. They must have other exports.
Yeah.
Sheep.
Or
Rhino.
Rhinos?
sure.
Yeah.
Ivory, the horn.
Oh no.
All right. So the main plot of this story is the character played by Michael B. Jordan, who plays Eric Killmonger, and it's sort of explained in the beginning of the movie that he is the nephew of King T'Chaka.
What's up, Auntie?
Yeah, he's the son of Prince Njobu.
Yeah, Prince Njobu, who tragically was killed by his own brother, the king, due to reasons which you will have to find out and watch the movie by yourself. We can't tell you everything. But yeah, so he's got this thing where his father was taken away from him. He was not taken care of. I guess he had to fend for himself.
Yeah.
And he's now like this hard warrior who's been through various battle zones. He's a black ops specialist for this Navy SEAL army thing. CIA.
JSOC.
To destabilize foreign governments. So he knows the ins and outs. And he's done his research on Wakanda. And he knows who he is. And he gets into Wakanda by killing his supposed boss, which is Ulysses Klaue.
Who was the highlight of the film.
Yeah.
And I didn't like his death.
He had the most fun in this film.
I died when Martin Freeman was in the casino in Korea.
Yeah.
And it goes like, you look like you're about to mix type. Oh, we are dropping a mixtape. You want the SoundCloud link? Give him the SoundCloud link to the mixtape. When he did that, I died. I was like, okay, this is amazing.
Oh, okay. So Ulysses Claw is someone who we have seen in Avengers Age of Ultron. He does now have a bionic hand, which he lost, which is a direct nod to Star Wars.
Yeah, basically.
And his claw is very rubbery looking. It doesn't look polished. I don't know. He has a Wakanda mining tool in it, which can shoot through basically anything. And he gets captured, but then Eric Killmonger sets him free, and then Eric Killmonger kills him, and then Eric Killmonger uses Ulysses Claw's body as sort of like his ticket into Wakanda to say that, you see, look at your king. He couldn't bring you this criminal.
Yeah.
I can.
Because the border representative, Wakabi, who's basically the world's biggest victim, was like, Daniel Kaluuya. He was like, for 30 years, I waited for this, but it seems things are not, not going to change. I'm like, bro, he's been king for a day.
Are you going to be the same king like your father?
Yeah, it's like, bro, can you chill? Can you give him another day?
That's so annoying. The way he stares.
Yeah, it just pisses you off.
So annoying.
But he has the best shoulder shake.
Yeah, the best shoulder shake. If you don't know what we're talking about, you need to watch this movie. It's part of Wakandan ceremonial culture.
Yeah, no, easily. This is the best film since Civil War.
Yes, that's for sure. I agree with you there.
It's amazing.
There's a whole lot of other characters we're going to talk about.
Shuri.
Everett Ross.
Oh yeah. Agent
Everett Ross, played by Martin Freeman, who was in Civil War. He was in
Civil War.
Civil War as the guy who works for
CIA Thunderbolt Ross.
/ the government.
Yeah.
And he gets tragically shot, and the possibility is that he might not make it, and that's where T'Challa says, you know what, we can fix him in Wakanda.
Yeah.
And that's where we also see the medical advancements of Wakanda.
That's why I'm like, they can cure anything.
Yeah.
It's because they don't have an insurance thing.
Yeah.
I think this is like a precursor and a demonstration of how they fix up roads. War Machine.
Oh, right.
Possibly, yeah.
In the next movie.
Yeah, because the shot.
Can they heal cancer?
I don't know. We will have to see, because now they are sharing their technology to the world.
Yeah, they are.
They came out French. I don't know why.
Did.
Are you from the Ivory Coast?
I don't know. Anyway.
But when Everett Ross popped up in the casino, I had such a laugh because he looks so funny.
Because his face changes.
His face, he is.
He looks like a hobbit.
Yeah, he's still.
I looked at it and I was like, Hobbit. The way he reacts, like his facial expression.
Oh, Martin Freeman.
Yeah.
His best reaction was when he saw T'Challa and he had the like, oh no, not you again.
Yeah, not you again.
That was amazing.
That's the part.
You were the one who messed up that whole thing on the highway.
Yeah.
And then that led to the awesome takedown in the casino, which led to an awesome chase scene in the streets.
Which is where we see how far ahead Wakanda tech is, because this is
Shuri remotely drives a Lexus.
Drives a Lexus, and it's not just remotely like driving it as a drone. Like back in Wakanda, in her lab, there is a holographic car built around her that she gets in and drives. Yeah. And then in this movie, it's Black Panther. It's T'Challa's first outing in the new suit with this built-in kinetic charging absorbing system,
which is so not in the comics.
It's not.
No, it's just because Iron Man was famous for having a tech suit. Spider-Man and Black Panther got tech suits as well.
Okay, but still, nonetheless, it's cool.
Yeah. I'm not denying it.
Yeah.
And then we saw Okoye throw her spear
through
and
the
stopped
windshield.
a car.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
But one thing I will say about T'Challa is that he froze.
I never pleased.
In like the second scene.
Yeah. I never freeze. Then he froze.
I never freeze. Okay. So, good movie.
Very good.
Yeah.
One of the best movies I've seen in 2018. Well, we'll see next week with Avengers Infinity War. He is appearing in this, and he now has a nanotech suit, which is from a necklace. And I think that some of that technology, Wakandan technology, sort of trickles down, and Tony Stark gets his hands on it, which is why we've seen all those cool shots in the trailers of his boosters changing and things like that, and even how the suit now comes around Tony Stark.
From his neck, I think.
It's from his neck. Like, there's like a very 3 frames where you see like nano thing coming up his neck. What did you guys think of Black Panther, in closing?
It's not a superhero movie, it's a biopic.
Yeah. It's the live action Lion King that we didn't expect.
Yeah.
Speaking of Lion King, we're gonna have to talk about the ancestral plane.
Yeah.
Which looks really like a Lion King.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, I think I told you guys this, but the actor who played young King T'Chaka is the son of the actor who played old King T'Chaka.
The real son.
Yeah, the real life son. So which is mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing. This, of course, is the third big-budget movie by Ryan Coogler.
Oh, no, second.
First
wait. Even Creed is not a big-budget movie.
I feel like it was.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I mean, okay, it's a big franchise.
It's a big franchise, but it's not a big budget.
But in terms of budget, I don't think it would have been up there.
No, this is his first blockbuster and immediately crossed $1 billion.
Yeah. Immediately crossed $1 billion, mainly due to, the fact that the movie itself is good, but also the cultural meaning, the representation of this film, which is something we hope Marvel does a bit more of. He's waiting for a Chinese movie.
There's this awesome line towards the end of the movie in the fight between Okoye and Okabe.
Yeah.
And Okabe asks her to choose, and she says, "Don't make me choose my country or you. I'll choose my country."
Yeah. No, he says, "Will you kill me, my love?"
Yeah.
For Wakanda, without question. And then she had the spear. I was like, "Oh, snaps!"
All right. So that's the end of our road to MCU.
Oh, next week is Infinity War.
Infinity War is coming out. Wait, by the time this episode releases, it's this week. So there you have it.
As if we're living then.
Time is relative, though.
This episode concludes our series of the MCU Recap Road to Infinity War. This is episode 9, and we've just concluded the last two movies, the last two most recent movies, which is Black Panther and Thor Ragnarok. So next week, do join us for our review of Avengers Infinity War. Yep, that's it for this week from the Wayang Crew. And I'd like to thank my co-host and my guest this week. This is Kevin signing off. Bye!